Hey there, welcome back to the channel. So I've been a keys player for basically all my life, but I started using in-ear monitors around 12 years ago in church, and pretty much instantly I was hooked. I loved the clarity and the isolation that I got from using them, probably because I'm an introvert at heart and I love being on my own. The very first in-ear pack I used was actually a wireless unit made from a company called Thomann. Now, it was budget, to say the least, and that reflected very quickly in the sound experience and things like that. Now, fast forward several years later, and I was playing on a bigger stage for a lot more people, and this time I actually got handed a pack from Sennheiser. How cool. The difference was night and day, and the sound was huge, clear as a bell. So I went online and, as you do, started looking at pricing and quickly realized for an entire band setup it was going to be a lot of money, like house deposit amount of money. So fast forward one more time and we get to today, and here is Sennheiser's first attempt at a budget wireless in-ear monitor pack. And I'd say they've pretty much hit the nail on the head. Let's talk about why. Now, firstly, it comes in at less than half the price of the Pro level G4 units. Plus, it still comes with a whole host of features that let it compete at the Pro level. So the most important part, for the musician at least, the receiver, is made out of a hard plastic, and crucially, this is really important, the antenna is rigid. It's not all floppy and rubbish. You get a nice simple volume pot, which turns the unit on, and obviously it goes through your whole volume range. And when you open the battery door, you'll see some buttons for quick menu access for the frequencies, EQ, mode, pans, and all that fun stuff. You've also got a little infrared transmitter for syncing as well. Now, the transmitter is made from metal and comes with a rack kit and a removable antenna. So it's all very Marks and Spencer, if you know what I mean. Right, okay, let's start comparing. So here's the G4 next to the XS unit. You can see the XS is quite considerably larger. It doesn't have the same weightiness either that the G4 has. However, that might actually be a good thing, because if you need to put this on the back of a dress or trouser waistband, the last thing you want on a performance is for the pack to be pulling your clothes off. The transmitters also have a difference in size, which annoyingly means that the two won't sit next to each other nicely in a 1U rack space. Now, onto the really cool stuff. If you've got one of Sennheiser's AC41 antenna combiners, you can actually use the XS units in conjunction with your current setup. So the combiner will transmit the radio signal, however, it won't send power, which means you still need to plug that power lead in. You also don't have the wireless system manager for the XS units. This is where you start to see the cuts that Sennheiser had to make to get that price down. And to be honest, I think these are really good decisions from Sennheiser. The reality is most people who are looking to buy this kind of unit will be in the pub gig world, doing weddings, functions, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, all that other stuff, where 9 times out of 10, you don't really need to care too much about managing frequencies. Just stay in the 823 range and you shouldn't pick up any taxi calls. You'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to try a sound comparison test. Now, please bear in mind that this is totally subjective, and depending on how you're listening to this video will actually make a big difference. But here we go. I'm going to grab a piece of music from Epidemic Sound, which is not sponsored, but Epidemic Sound, if you want to, you're more than welcome to sponsor my videos. Anyway, we're going to use a little piece of music from them, and I'm just literally going to record the output from the receivers. So to begin with, you can decide which you think is better, and then I'll tell you which one was which. And obviously, if you want to cheat, just skip ahead. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so this is sound test number 1. And then sound test number 2. Okay, so which did you prefer? Did you even hear much of a difference? So the first sound example was from the G4 unit, and the second was from the XS. Let me know in the comments if you got it right and which one you preferred. Oh, by the way, I just made sure that the sounds were balanced. There's no EQ, no compression, nothing like that. Anyway, I think the deal is here, what you're paying for with the G4 unit is flexibility and expandability. Now, if you're just looking for a simple and high quality in-ear pack that you can just plug in for a simple gig, then the XS is definitely worth a look. If you're looking for a fully scalable and truly professional setup, then G4 is probably the way to go. Now look, I don't want to come across as like a sound snob, because there are lots of great companies making products these days. Just check out LD Systems or Shure, for example. But Sennheiser have built a proper reputation on quality that lasts, and I think it's seen here with these units. These new XS wireless packs, they're going to be a great investment for the player that is looking to have a cleaner setup when performing live and just a better sound overall. Let's be honest, the better your mix, the more confidently you're going to play, and surely that's worth it, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video today. It was a blast to make, and I want to thank Sennheiser for sending me out this XS unit to make the video with. Until the next one, take care. Bye.